Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Wakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. Say shalom to you, Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson for September 21st, 2022, on this Wednesday morning. And this is a news article that I'm about to bring out, and some more articles as well too. And hopefully I can back it up with the scriptures as well too. And as you've seen, Joe Biden had his speech. And he was saying that Russia is continuing to send threats as Russia doing mobilization in the areas of Ukraine. And then I believe he's going to call up like, I don't know if it's 30,000 or 300,000, most likely 30,000 troops, reserve troops to be called up within the Ukraine war, And this one right here, a news article from NBC, I meant to say news. And this little article right here, Joe Biden to the UN, we will not allow Iran to acquire any nuclear weapon. And when it goes into, if they still gonna be able to revive the 2015 nuclear deal, that's still taking shots at Iran, So that wars and rumors of wars is definitely still going to increase. And then Joe Biden taking more shots at Russia as well too. That, Joe Biden was calling on for more supporters to support Ukraine, as I believe if the report was true, there was another news article was stating that Vladimir Putin sent out warning that he will potentially make a strike on the West. He's threatening them as well too. So that goes to show you once again an increase of the wars and rumors of wars, and the nations against the nations are definitely, increasing more and more and more, I'm gonna bring out the news article, another news article. Slovakia. I think it's fucking. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is from North Korea. Another news article. And it says right here from Popular Mechanics News. It's my first time hearing about this news website. And it's published by Kyle Meskolkemi. Recorded yesterday at 4:30 p.m. This is another rumor of war right here. It says North Korea promised to use nuclear weapons against any country that attacks Kim Jong-un. Right, and that goes into about a couple of weeks ago, entering the whole month now, that Kim Jong-un signed that declaration of them as a nuclear state war, And that goes to show you that Kim Jong-un is not going to give up his weaponry, his nuclear arsenal, he's not going to give it up. He's not going to give up testing and firing ICBM missiles and all different kind of sorts of missiles. The North Korean army got to their collection and arsenal, they're not going to give it up, even if they do have a lot of enemies of South Korea, which is neighboring to North Korea, Japan and the United States. And these other countries that's against North Korea, Kim Jong-un stated that he's not going to give up his nuclear weapons. He signed that declaration of, they gonna be a nuclear state, a nuclear weapon state, and it's gonna stand to that effect. And I'm gonna read the news article. It says North Korea government passed a new law, which was a month ago, authorizing a nuclear counterstrike if North Korea dictator Kim Jong-un is in the event of North Korea's leader incapacitated, the military is authorized to launch a counterstrike. No matter what Kim says, however, hard reality that the use of nuclear weapons could mean the end for him and his regime. It says North Korea government has spelled out brand new conditions under which it will use nuclear weapons. They fairly broad. The country will launch a primitive nuclear attack if it detects signs of another country is preparing to attack. United States, South Korea, Japan. That rings a bell right there. From previous policies, the regime spelled out what conditions could lead it to using nukes, including tactical nuclear weapons, and to reverse failures on the battlefield. It says the law, North Korean news reports will pass a Supreme Court People Assembly held in North Korea on Korea's capital city, Pyongyang, on September 9th. The Supreme People's Assembly is North Korea's version of the United States Congress, but completely lacking in political opposition, resulting in a legislative body that rubber stamps any laws Kim Jong-un wants passed that gives the dictator regime to thinner veneer of legitimacy. The law loosens on circumstances which the country will use nuclear weapons according to the new laws. North Korea will now not only retaliate if attacked, it will launch a primitive attack if it detects signs that is about to be attacked. It can also launch due to unspecific reasons that threatens the survival of the regime and its people. Also, the law also expands the use of nukes outside of strategic, a all-out nuclear warfare, allowing this use when it's unavoidable due to tactical reasons. This hints at the use of similar tactic nuclear weapons on the battlefield in case of North Korea invades South Korea or vice versa. It can also be used to respond to non-nuclear attacks against countries of core strategic targets will also face a nuclear response. One of the biggest changes in the new policy, what experts call the pre-delegation, in which the sole for launching nuclear weapons set to conditions for others using the military to act in their absence. Under the new policy, North Korea People's Army can launch nukes automatically if Corps Commander leadership Reed Kim Jong-un is in danger or already what. So yeah, that shows you another signs of wars and rumors of wars, And this right here, another news article. It says Egypt and India to develop military cooperation. It says in Cairo, Egypt's President Abdel Fattah and Defense Minister Mohammed Zaki have had discussions on military and security matters with Indian's Defense Minister Wajid Saad Il-Said and now spoke ways to enhance their countries' military and security cooperations. particularly in joint manufacture technology and localizations of technology. They also discuss the matters in the field of training and rehabilitation, joint exercise, and exchanges of experiencing and informations. And SIDE expressed their needing to bolster historic ties between their countries. SIDE and sign a memorandum of understanding in the military cooperations, and their latter was looking forward to support a new horizon in the field. He tweeted, India and Egypt continues to work on enhancing mutual trust and confidence, which reaffirms that both countries are committed to expanding our multi-phase cooperation. We have a wide range of discussing several initiatives to further expand bilateral defense engagements. So yeah, you've been seeing the increase of these nations of being allies with one another on an economic scale, technology scale, and many other aspects of issues as they discuss. You're seeing that starting to increase in the latter days as well too. Rumors of wars increasing, nations increasing against one another. They blame the other for this situation, the others blaming that for that situation, etc. So these rumors of wars increasing, nations rising up against nations increasing, the increase of news of wars increasing, potential warnings of wars and what's about to happen, what the situation with Russia and Ukraine, as Russia, President Vladimir Putin sent out another warning to the West, and I believe Vladimir Putin is going to call up about like 30,000 reserve troops in the continuing battle of Russia and Ukraine, because Russia call it a special operation over there with the Ukraine situation, as the situation still continues to intensify, as Vladimir Putin mobilized a lot of areas in that region in Ukraine, and Ukraine was able to gain some of their territory back as well too. So that war is definitely going to continue within that region, as Joe Biden sending more warnings to Russia and Vladimir Putin and his army. And then as Joe Biden at the UN Assembly asked for more support for allies and everything like that. So that goes to show you these rumors of wars is definitely increasing, Mark 13:7. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for all these things must need be, but the end shall not be yet. Right, because more prophecies are coming up. Because that's why we're seeing things take place. We're seeing the uproars of the people. We see that current situation going on over there in Iran. I believe the death toll went from like 3 or 4 people had killed to like 6 people had killed over that protest over that Iranian woman of somewhat of police brutality. So you seeing the uproars and the people of the world. As I brought that video out day before yesterday, they should regard their kings nor their princes. They should stand in their power. Gonna have to continue uproars in the people of the world, because you're gonna have so much different activities going on on an everyday basis of what's going on in the news, as these things take shape on the planet Earth. You're gonna continue to see the wars, rumors of wars, nations rising up against nations, wars of the people in the world, and many other different events taking place on the planet Earth as well too. So these things are definitely going to continue to grow and increase. That war in Ukraine, Russia-Ukraine, is going to continue to increase. Tensions over there in Iran, over those protesters over there, might continue to grow and increase. Those nations rising against different nations over there in the Middle East with the Israeli-Palestine thing, which been going on for quite some time, which we already know that, but that's going to continue to increase as they continue to have clashes against one another with the Israeli soldiers versus the Palestinians. That clash is going to continue. Then you're going to have more continuing uprises and uproars of the people in the world, disgressive nations, which is in the book of Luke 21 and 25, and many other different things that's taking place on this planet Earth as well too. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying for In the News on this September the 21st, 2022. Through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Bukakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. Until next time, I will say shalom and a ball.